So hello and welcome to my channel. If you're new here, very warm welcome. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you for sticking with me. The numbers are slowly creeping up. So today is going to be B's best beauty items of 2019. So what I thought I'd do is do a comparison of, it's really makeup, but I suppose beauty sort of is the broad term for it. And what I'm going to do is high street versus high end, I suppose. So I'm going to talk about a full face of makeup and some of the products that I've used through the year, like a comparison to each other. So the first one I will start with, skincare is done. We're not going to talk about skincare. So my first high-end primer is the Touche Éclat Blur Primer. This is only a travel size. I'll stick the price in for a normal, I think you get 30 mils. This is only 10. This stuff is absolutely gorgeous. I quite like a silicone sort of based primer, and this is that. And it's very hard to show you on the screen. It's very quite thick and gloopy. Hopefully you can see it when I do it like that. And they say it's got gold dust in it. I'm not quite sure if it really has. It looks like it's got little particles in it, but I absolutely love this, and I think it's very light on the face, but it sort of fills a few of the gaps as when you're getting older that you need to do. It's very velvety, and it just leaves a very nice sort of base to work on top of with your makeup. So that is my favourite primer, high end. And then this is the more high street, I suppose. Now this is, I've got myself a few different samples from the Body Shop, and cheapskate, I know, I squirreled them away into a little holder. So this is sort of the equivalent of that. It's the Vitamin C primer. Again, I'll put a proper picture of this in and the price. It's very similar. Again, sort of a silicone based, and leaves that velvety finish. They both leave quite a matte finish, which is what I like. So I tend to use that if I'm putting a best makeup on or I'm going out somewhere, and this is more day-to-day, normal, like today. So that's primer. Let's go next on to foundation. Okay, high end again. In fact, it doesn't look like I've actually bought half of this stuff because they are samples, and I think I've said before on my channel, I get so many different samples of this. I haven't had to buy one. See that flying around? So this again is the Touche Éclat Le Tient, I think it's pronounced, foundation. I shall put another picture of what it should look like in here. So it's pretty pricey, but again, I absolutely love it. And it comes in so many different shades. I don't know, I think they've got something like probably about 40 different shades. So each time the season changes, or if my skin feels like it's changing again, I just go in and say, can you colour match me? And then I end up with some more. But this teamed with the primer is just such a lovely finish on your face. By far my favourite combination of foundation and primer ever. So then the more high street version. Now this is a BB cream. I've talked about this a lot before. This is absolutely fantastic. It's probably a little bit lighter than that last product because it is a BB cream. But this only comes in two shades, light and medium. In fact, I think it might come in dark as well, actually. It's from Home Bargains, £1.99. And yeah, it's every day. I use this probably day to day, whereas that's more for going out. Absolutely, I cannot rave about it enough for the price. The only thing I have found recently is it depends. I'm not sure if this might be better going on with fingers. Let me just have a little read. Yeah, it doesn't really say. It says if you use it under your eyes to smooth it in with your fingers. But I'm going to have a go at that, or maybe a sponge, because I have noticed recently, unless it's because I've got different stuff underneath, it's leaving, the brush is leaving a bit of lines in the product. It does sink in, but yeah, I might look to find something else to actually apply that. But I've got it on today. Love it. So easy to put on. Very light, very comfortable, not drying. Can't rave about it enough for $1.99. So then to put those on, I have always been so far a brush type of girl to apply foundation. So my favourite foundation brush high end is this Real Techniques Expert Face Brush. Just really nice. I've used this today with the BB cream. Just blends in very well, very nicely. Yeah, I like that very much. And then High Street, this. Again, I've talked about this a lot. This is one of my favourite brushes ever. It's from Primark. It's a kabuki brush. And it's got like a triangle shape. I've actually just washed this. And I've used something different to wash it. And it's come up so well. Looks like it's new again. But this one's only $3.50, and I usually use that combination. Yeah, really like this. It's good for getting in sort of the nooks and crannies because of the shape of it. Yeah, it's just really good to blend as well, and then like I say, it's a bit more precise. Now I know people do the order of whatever they do on the face. Everybody does different things, so I'm just going to do it. I'm going to go for eyes next. Let's go for eyeshadows. So throughout 2019, I have started using eyeshadow again. I haven't worn it for such a long time, only when I've been going out, and that's been more smoky eye colours. But I wanted to get into sort of nudes, a little bit more into the nudes. So these two palettes that I'm about to show you, I haven't got a high-end version because I'm not needed to buy one because I've just been really pleased with the two that I'm about to show you. So first of all, we've got this one. This is the W7 Nudes Kit. I actually got this from B&M. And it was only about $2 or $3.99. It's a really, really nice palette. It's got 4 shades in it. It's got the sort of darker brown, that's sort of a mushroomy colour, then a bit lighter, more of a creamy colour there, and then that's more, I don't know, like a nudie colour. So they're just really nice. So you can use all of those as your base and then add a couple of the others sort of to the corner of your eye. Love that. And then another one, another nude palette. I've only bought this recently, but I really like it. It's a Barry M in the Buff, it's called. And you get, I'm careful not to surprise you with the mirror. You get 10 colours in this one. You can see I've started using it. Tend to use this 4 round here, which are more nudie colours. And maybe I might get into some of the darker ones. I have to be careful with reds with my colouring because it can make my eyes look a bit sore. But that, I think that was about $4.99. I'll put the price in. I'll check it on the. I'll check and see how much it should be. But I absolutely love that. I have looked at some of the other Barry M palettes, but yeah, some of the colours aren't really me. So that's that's my favourite so far from that range. Eyebrows next. I'm doing a sort of a series of eyebrow products. These two are going to get covered on it, but let's start with the high end. Picked this one up towards the end of 2019, and it is a Benefit product. Benefit eyebrow products are fantastic. This is something, I think this is a new product for them. Saw it on another YouTuber's video and thought I need to try it. So it's a double-ended thing. One end you get, it's like a powder. It's very, very fine. Very, very delicate with my not so very delicate application. This is a blonde colour, so you can't really see too much of it. So that's one end, and then the other end, I quite like this. You get, it's like almost a waxy sort of pencil, but it's quite thick. What I tend to do is sketch my brows in, sort of sketch an outline, and then I fill it with a bit of the powder if this isn't been enough. I can't draw it on my hand because I've got hand cream on there, so it won't take to it. But yeah, absolutely love that. Very expensive. So it was a bit of a treat, but I do like it. Again, I keep it for special occasions. And then on the flip side of that, this is something I've only just started using, and it's brilliant. Every day I've started using this. I've got it on today. It's the Primark Brow Sketch. £2, and it's a double-ended one again. One end you get a very, very fine pencil, so you can just sort of sketch your brows in. So again, I do an outline with the pencil and then just use it to actually fill the colour in, rather than, it doesn't come with a shadow. The other end of it is the spoolie. But I'm just finding, to be honest, that is enough for me. I've been able to create some, I'm sort of getting into the brows a bit more and working out, you know, what looks best in the different shapes. And this one is really good because I do find with some brow products, when you use them, it goes on really dark straight away, and then it's like, oh, that's too much. But with this, it's not like that. It takes a bit of building up, so you don't really make many mistakes with this one. So for £2 Primark, absolutely smashing it out of the park with that orb that's just flown by. What are they? I know I keep saying it. I see them on the screen when I'm filming, but I can't actually see anything in the air. You know, you can follow it as it goes over, but it doesn't land anywhere, or it isn't anything. And then again, something new that I've got into this year, brow gel, brow setter. Didn't even know about that. Right, high end, another benefit of course. This is the 24-hour brow setter. I absolutely love this product. It is fabulous. So I don't know if it's the actual product that's good or the brush. So what you've got here is a very flat part of the brush, both sides, and then you've got the bristles the other side. So what I tend to do is, with the flat bit, I apply the product, and then with the spiky brush, I brush it in. This for me is worth every penny of whatever it is. I think it's nearly £20. I absolutely love it. I've got a bit of a rogue eyebrow that tends to flop down during the day, and this keeps it in place. So I will definitely buy some more of that once it runs out. But what I will do is try, before I do that, I'll use that brush in a different product. So this is the different product that I've been looking at. There's another one. This one's from, I've got loads of stuff from Primark. It's absolutely loads. Another Primark one here. This is their brow gel. It's called Define. It's only £1, just clear. Got quite a nice shape brush on this one. The only thing I find with this, it gets a bit gloopy. As you can see, there's a lot of product on there. So you just, you know, it's just like a mascara. You can just brush it off and go. So yeah, generally every day, day to day, I use that. Special occasions that. I just talked to you a bit about some brow styling products that I've found this year. I haven't really got a high end versus a low end because I've tended to stick with the ones that I've found to be good during the year. The first one being this one, which is a masked brand. I think that's how you pronounce it. MASQD, masked, something like that. And this came in a set with some tweezers. So it's just a plain spoolie. I think it was about £6. Really, really like it. It's lovely for brushing your brows through. That's been my favourite product for the first part of the year. And then the second part of the year, because I bought a new set, I bought a Real Techniques brow set. And in it was this little gadget. So again, it's a little spoolie, but it's shaped. And I was a bit sceptical when I first tried it. I thought, it's a bit random. But I love it because you can just do your stuff and you can do it each side. What's that called? It's double-handed or whatever. I'm not quite sure what the difference is between the two. But I have actually gone over to using this because, I don't know, it's just whether it's smaller. The angle really helps, so I really like that. And then another thing that came in that product, I do tend to, I use a lot of mascara and sometimes it gets a little bit clogged because if I put a bit too much on. And in that set, in that Real Techniques set was this. Now what you might say, what's the difference about this compared to all the others you can get? It's metal. It's got metal prongs on it. And it's just really, really good at separating your lashes and getting off the bits that you don't want. And, you know, just making them a bit neater. I always go when I'm touching my eyelashes. But yeah, really, really like that. And that's helped me out on a few occasions recently when I've got blobby mascara. You can just pick it off very neatly and then just give it a wipe. Eyeliners, high end is a Clinique. This is a little bit dark for me. It's, what colour is it? It is black, I think. Intense black. Yeah, I like it. It's quite creamy and it goes on very nicely. Look at that. Doesn't drag. It just goes on really, really nicely. But I think I may get that one in a different shade because for me, black's a little bit harsh now. I'm getting a bit older. But the actual quality of that one is very nice. But compared to, this is my favourite. This is a Barry M. Oh, Barry M's getting in a bit as well. And it's a waterproof, well, bold waterproof eyeliner in gunmetal. So this is quite a good compromise with the black. It's just a smidge less harsh. Really love it. It's very good. Usually goes on pretty well. It is a new one, so that tends to work better, doesn't it? But yeah, there's not really much difference between the two. It's just a little bit less harsh on colour wise, but it says it's waterproof and it does a pretty decent job, I must say. It does tend to still be on at the end of the afternoon. Not in the waterline. I've not found anything that stays in the waterline for very long yet. I almost think why do I bother because it comes off, but that's a really good good pencil, and that's only £2.99. And you often have with Barry M that they'll do a 3 for 2, or buy this you can get that free or whatever. So I like that one. Mascara next. As I just said, I wear a lot of mascara. Tend to wear waterproof. I don't know why. I just always worn waterproof. So my favourite high-end waterproof is this. It's the Clinique one. And it's the high impact waterproof mascara. Sometimes go for brown black, but I think this one's black. And this is just a real, I've used it a few times actually, just a real, you know it's going to go right, one of those. It's got a nice brush. Do like a nice mascara brush. Goes on really nicely. It's got decent staying power actually, as waterproof mascaras go. And I'll pop the price in now. I think it's about £22.50, something like that. But yeah, I have bought a few of those when I run out because I do tend to like that in the drawer. And then low end or high street, I had to go for two. So first of all is this, and this is Primark, and it is their Aqua Lash waterproof mascara in black. Really like this. Again, it's got a nice brush, bit similar to the Clinique one. I think this is more silicone-y rather than brushy. Bristles, isn't it? This is really nice. It's not overly waterproof. It is, you know, it's slightly rub-proof or whatever you might call it. But I like it. It's only £2.50. So day to day, I use that, and then the other one, the Clinique one, I use for special occasions. But for £2.50, if you've not used waterproof mascara before, that's definitely worth a go. And like I say, it doesn't stay on as much. So I don't know what the stigma is actually about waterproof mascara. I don't understand why people either are afraid to use it or don't use it. Because for me, it's got more staying power. You know, by the end of the day, it's still there. Leave your comments below on whether you use waterproof mascara or not, or your thoughts on it, because I'd be interested to hear or see why people don't tend to pick waterproof mascara up. And then my other one, this isn't waterproof, but it does stay on pretty well. This is from Aldi. It's their Lacura Too Legit. Complete rip-off, isn't it, of Benefit one, the rip-off. And I got this a couple of weeks ago. I've only just started using it. I've got it on today, and I have to say I really like it. The brush is a little bit different. So, again, it's a big brush, but on the end, you've got these little spiky bits, which are absolutely fantastic for catching the bottom lashes. It really does make a difference. So I use the big part of the brush for upstairs, and then downstairs use this little spiky bit at the end. So I think that was about £5.99. Sorry, I haven't got all the prices because, you know, I haven't just bought them, so it's coming from memory. But yeah, I think if I see that in Aldi again, I will pick up another one because, like I say, it's not waterproof, but it does stay on well, and I like how it goes on. Concealer next. I don't really use concealer. I have to say, I'm not one of these, you know, everybody at the moment wears it all around their eyes and all on the forehead and nose and everything. I don't tend to use it much. I'm pretty lucky. I haven't really got dark circles, and I haven't really got, yeah, I'm lucky that most of my skin is pretty evenly toned. Get the odd red bit. But when I do reach for a saviour, I've got the Yves Saint Laurent Touche Éclat. This stuff is famous, isn't it? It's been going for years. I think it's about £22. Press the end of it, click, click, and a bit comes out. On you go. Rub it in, whatever you do. But yeah, that's just really nice. Goes on really nicely. And I think it just somehow matches most skin tones. And then the cheaper work version that I might use. I've bought this. I haven't even used it yet. This one's from Primark, another one. And it's a liquid concealer, medium coverage. It's not got the price on it. I think it was about £1. It wasn't anything expensive. Let's have a little go. Yeah, it looks quite nice. Actually, let's compare it to the other one. So here's the Yves Saint Laurent. Click, click. Oh no! Hold fire. It's just gone over everything. My goodness, that's got some staying power. It shot out of the doofah and it's landed on my cushion and I can't get it off. So let's see what it looks like on my hand. Carefully. Not really much difference, is there? In fact, they are quite similar colours. That's probably a little bit more pinky than the Primark one. But yeah, both go on very nicely, but I certainly don't think that's worth the difference in price. But I suppose if you use a lot of concealer, it will make a difference as to how it feels on your skin and how it looks. So I can't really judge that one. Next we'll go on to bronzer. So high end is the good old Estee Lauder Bronze Goddess. This stuff's been going around for years. I've actually had to get a new one because I've finally ran out of my old one that I think I must have had since I was about 22. I've been through a long patch of not using bronzer, but I'm getting back into it again now because, especially at the minute, my skin's very pale. So the Bronze Goddess, big old palette, that one, isn't it? Look at that. It's got a very slight shimmer to it, which some people might not like, and it's quite expensive. It was £34, and I've gone for the 01 Light. So on the flip side to that, this next product I saw again on YouTube from Poundland. People have been raving about this stuff. So obviously £1, and this is a matte bronzer. So I've got two of these. I've picked up the two. I've picked up the light and then I've got a medium. I have been using this day to day, but I must say, I think it's got a better, oh hang on, we've got loads of those things now, the multiplying. So the payoff from this one is very, very high or strong, whatever you call it. So I have to be careful because I have used it a few times when I've put the old brush on and then suddenly it's there, even in a light colour. So less is more on this one. You have to be very gentle with it, but for £1, fabulous. Highlighter next, high end. I think you probably knew this might be in here. Charlotte Tilbury. So this is the Charlotte Tilbury Film Star Bronze and Glow. So I have got a bit more bronzer in there. My husband treated me to this year. Absolutely love it. It was £45. It's really nice. I only use it for very special occasions. So you've got a little bit of a bronzer there, which is quite a nice subtle bronzer, and then a beautiful goldy highlighter there. And whenever I wear this, I have noticed people always comment about my skin. So this duo must suit me quite well. Really love it. Goes on very nicely. You can just tell it's a bit more expensive from the feel of it. Not sure whether £45 is a bit too expensive though. And then in contrast, picked this one up not long ago, Primark. And it is the PS highlighter. I don't think it's got a colour, it's not got a name, but this is really nice. Use it with this fan brush. I've got a bit on today, just very, very gently. Just pop a bit on the places that it goes. I have to be careful with highlighter. If I catch that part of under my eye, where the old wrinkles and crow's feet are, it makes them look worse. So just have to be very careful where I put that on. But that was only, I got that in a sale. I only paid £1 for it. But I really like it actually. Very good. Blusher. Clinique. So this little rascal, this chubby stick. Now this is a cheek colour balm, but you can use it on your lips as well. That's what I've got on today. It's lovely. So it's like a crayon. Actually, you don't get much in it. Flipping heck. I didn't pay for this. I didn't steal it. I got it as, what was it in? I think it was on an offer when you bought 2 of something, you got something free. Or it might have even been in a bonus time, but it is full size, so I'm not sure if that's a bit generous for a bonus time. Anyway, it's called, it's number 2, Robust Rhubarb. So it's more of a cream, so you put a little bit on and you have to give it a good old rub in. The payoff from this is very, very good, as you've just seen on my lips. So you do have to be gentle with this, otherwise you end up with massive. Do you remember Aunt Sally off Wurzel Gummidge? Might not remember that, but she had nice big rosy cheeks. So that's the high-end one compared to this. Now let me talk about this. This has been one of my favourite products of the whole of 2019. And unfortunately, Primark don't sell it anymore. Well, not as this 4. It might come back this summer. And it is a set with highlighter, bronze and blusher in it. It's got all 3. Now, this is quite a new one. But I have been using a bit of it. So the 2 bronzers, what I tend to do, once I've got this on, I tend to add a little bit more just in that part. Then the highlighter's got sort of a pinky tone to it. So whereas the others are goldy, that's pink. So if I'm feeling in a different mood, or depending on clothes. And then this blusher. This is my all-time favourite blusher. Absolutely love it. I'm hoping that that blusher might be in another set or... Oh! Making so much mess today. What was it going on about, that blusher? Yeah, I'm hoping that might be available just in a normal pot, that they'll sell it on its own. Absolutely love that. £5 that cost me. And that's got all 4 bits in it that I use. Right, couple more bits now. I always go on about my shiny nose. Don't know why, that bit just shines more than the rest of my face. So I'm always trying to find stuff to put on it to stop it shining. So I found 2 products this year. One being this. This is the Perricone MD Insta Blur. This stuff's lovely. This is my second lot of it. Oh, no, it's not. This is the first one. I have got some more. So I've hit pan on that one, as you call it, like that. So it's, I don't know what you call it. It's just like a, I'm not sure. It's a bit silicone-y, very creamy. Finishes, it rubs into a very nice matte, sort of silky finish. I usually use this sponge, dib a bit, pop a bit on the end of the nose, and that tends to last all day. But this is a very expensive product. It's over £30. I think it's about £32 or £35. So that one only gets used on special occasions as well. And then something that I've just found very recently that has been doing a very similar job actually. Another Primark one. This is the foundation pressed powder. I've gone for Ivory, number 2, for £2. I've actually now bought a few more of these, which I'll cover on a Primark haul, because I watched another YouTuber, Gemma Louise Miles, and she was saying the brown, the darker version, you can use as a bronzer, and it actually adds a bit of powder to your face as well, of course, not just colour. So I've been and bought a couple of the darker ones. I'm going to be giving those a go as a bronzer. But for now, this is what I'm using for my nose. And it is just a very, it's nice actually, just nice little powder. So what I do is take a brush. Absolutely love this brush, by the way. This is another Real Techniques. Look at the shape of that. I can't find any other nice brushes that have got this sort of size. I'm just looking around. I've got all my makeup brushes here and none of them are just quite like that. Love it. So what I tend to do is just a little bit in there and then just dab that on the end of the old nose. And sometimes under my eyes. So that is very different in price to the Perricone MD. Right, I'm going to go on to lips now, and then I'm just going to cover a couple more items that I want to feature. So lips, let's go for a bit of colour. High end, this one, Clinique. This is from the Pep Start range, and this is like, in fact there's hardly any left. This is sort of what I call a lip butter. These are very, very lovely on your lips. They just feel very nutritious, as lip balms can be, but it pops a little bit of colour on as well. This is only, I think I got this in a bonus time, so it's not full size. So I'll pop a picture of a full size one in now with the price. And then in comparison to that, Pound Shop, Poundland lip butter, it's called that. It's quite a bright one, this one, Cerise Pink. It's a little bit too bright on its own for me. I'll have to put that and then mix it with something else. But I got that one for 50p. They had a bit of a sale on in Poundland. So yeah, what a comparison. And then a couple of actual lip balms next. I love lip balm and wear lip balm all the time. This is absolutely one of my favourite gadgets that always goes in my handbag. So it's Clinique, and it is, I don't know if it's got, oh, it's a sweet pot in red velvet. So you've got two sides. So one of the sides is like that, and that is a lip scrub. And it tastes like, well, it's sugar, I think. It tastes like sugar. It's pinky colour. Put that on your lips, give it a good old rub, wipe it off, and then you're left with lovely soft lips. And then on the other side is the actual gloss. Ooh, can't get it out. The other side is the actual gloss. It's lasted me absolutely ages, this has. I should hope so for how much I paid for it. This is quite a thick lip balm, lip gloss, and I really like it because it lasts a bit longer on your lips than most balms do. So, and plus that's got a slight bit of colour. So once that goes, I'll be buying that again. And then this is called lip butter as well, but it's not coloured like the ones I've just shown you. I absolutely love this as well. This is Nivea, and it's the raspberry lip butter. You can't very often pick this fragrance up. That's the only problem. I've got it in coconut and an original one, I think, but the raspberry you can't get very many places for some reason. It's just slightly pink, smells lovely, goes on your lips really nicely. That is my go-to usually. Most of the day I'm applying that. And then finally, just a few items I wanted to mention. A hand cream. This is from Poundland, and it's an anti-aging hand cream from the #6 range. £1, absolutely love it. If you've not tried it, give it a go. It's really, really nice on your hands. For £1, it's absolutely fantastic. And then this is a new product that I've just started using in the last month. I wanted something for, I do moisturise my skin, use some decent moisturiser, but sometimes later in the day, or if you're doing a touch-up, or if you're out or whatever, sometimes you feel a little bit dry, a bit parched, that your face might need a little bit of a moisture boost. So this I got, it's white, so it's not flashing, it's not picking up very well, but it's another Barry M one. Never tried it before. Serum Mist Cooling Cucumber. Got this recently. I think this was about $5.99, and it does just that. I think it can be used as a setting spray as well. But what I did when my face was feeling a bit dry the other day, quick spritz of that, felt lovely. So that's another one to look out for. And then finally, I've only just got this. This is the Porefessional from Benefit. This is like a mini. So what you can do with Benefit, with some of their products, they have minis, so you can just sort of buy something that's not quite as expensive to try it. So that's exactly what I've done with this. But this was £11 just for this tiny 7.5ml. But I've used this morning, so I don't really have big pores. The only place I struggle with stuff is down the sides of my nose. For some reason it just looks a bit, that's the area that's not that great. So I popped a bit of that on this morning, just over there, rubbed it all in, and yeah, it looked lovely. And then my makeup seems to have gone on better. For some reason, my makeup sometimes feels like it splits around my nose and it doesn't look that good. I don't know what happens to it, but I used that this morning, and yeah, it seems to have made a difference. So that's it. I hope you've enjoyed that one. I know I'm a bit late to the game in it, you know, we're nearly well into January, but I hadn't planned to do it, so I thought this morning, oh, that's quite a nice idea to do. And then funnily enough, when you look on other YouTube channels, people have already done them, so I am a bit late. But I know a lot of people do ask me about my makeup products, so I've already done like a video on all the makeup things I've got, but I have got a lot since I did that, so I may well do another one of those. But hopefully that's given you a bit of an insight into the sorts of makeup I like using. And I will pay for something which is quite expensive if it's worth it. But on the other hand, if it costs me £1 and it does the job, I'm happy with that. I'm not a makeup snob. I will use what product suits me for the purpose. So yeah, either high end or high street, no problem. So that's that one over. Thank you for watching. If you've not subscribed, hit that button and give me a big, if you don't mind. And if you want to leave any comments below about any of those products, or if you want to ask me any questions or share your thoughts on some makeup, or if there's any items that you think I should give a go, some of the stuff that you really like that I've not covered there, please do let me know in the comments. And I shall see you on another video soon. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.